Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ringer 57 YouTube channel. Today we're just going to do a couple little things to Susie post-race, getting her ready to spray again later this week. We did spray it this weekend, and I learned very quickly that I know not a lot about jetting, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. First, we're going to get into the content, get this knocked out because it's hot, and we're going to go in the house and we'll have a chat. Stick around if you want to watch the chat. If not, enjoy this quick time lapse, real quick. Actually, guys, this should be fast enough that it should not even need to be a time lapse, so we're just going to shoot it standard here. Let's see, I need, I believe, a 5. Yes. We're going to take this ignition pickup cover off. You may recognize this from back when we were painting. It's also where I turned the motor over, because under here is our mechanical ignition advancer, which we're going to ditch. One, because I've been told you make more power out of a 1216 without it, and two, you got to be an idiot to spray on an advanced motor. So, I guess I was an idiot and took a chance. Didn't go too bad. So, while we're at it, we'll do some chatting while you can watch this. This weekend was King of the Crown. I ran Street ET class and also brought a grudging tech card so I could do some grudge racing in the afternoon. The grudge racing went great, except for I wasn't ready for the spray at all. Was that a 6? Should be a 6. This right here is the Suze 2 Advancer. And we're ditching it. I actually traded it. Maybe we're ditching it. Or not. Be right back. Alright guys, we're back after that dumbass attack, so I feel stupid as hell, but it is what it is. We went ahead and chalked the wheels more appropriately before cracking this loose. Just didn't take that bolt out. And off comes the advancer. We're going to replace this with a factory pickup, and you can see all the marks are at the same point except for the degree difference between that notch and that notch. So, factory pickup going back on. We should be back to a factory timing curve. Now that I feel like a total dumbass, because I just about dumped the frickin' bike over. Because I was not using the right tools for the job. We'll go ahead and throw this here cover back on with the gasket that's on it, even though it does need a new one again. And we'll get one again. I go through these things like candy because every time I set the valves, gasket gets a little more tore up and a little more tore up. And the next thing you know, the gasket's shot. So it's been about 3 times now, so it's about time to replace it. Should just start siliconing it. And then after this is on here, we're just going to go ahead and start it up, make sure it still runs and everything's behaving, it's not backfiring or anything stupid, and then we'll start draining the fuel. And I'm going to let the fuel sit here for a while and drain, because I want to get all this 110 out of here. This is no longer going to be an NA bike again. This thing will not go to the track and not spray. So, probably won't be to the track for a few weeks, which is okay. It's going to be about 2 weeks before I can order the progressor. and perch solenoid. And those will make a world of difference in my ability to control this thing's power. Alright. Let's there's neutral. Gone. Alright. Let's take this inside. We'll come back out here in a minute once I cooled off. Alright guys, so this brings us to where we're at now. The bike's going to be a spray bike. I met a great group of guys at the track. They pretty much adopted me. They squeezed me in, one trailer on one side, one trailer on the other, and they turned me into a family member. They brought me in their air conditioning. They helped me with the bike. I helped them with theirs. And we split the case on a frickin' Gixxer, changed shift forks, put it back together, and put the engine in time for the next round. That was the shit. We did it all on my trailer. It was awesome. Actually, we is not the correct term. One individual, his name is Alan, from Extreme Motorsports in Mobile, Alabama, and he is going to be my new tuner. So yeah, it's funny, it's Extreme. I was going to Extreme previously, but that was some old redneck who really didn't seem to give a fuck about anything. This guy is trackside and killing it for his teams. So we're going to roll with him. He's going to be getting Suzuki here shortly. He wants a progressor put on there, a purge solenoid, and a gauge. I got the gauge on the way. That'll be here Friday. The progressor and purge solenoid will be 2 weeks out. I gotta wait for the next paycheck, guys. I'm still just a normal, well, I'd say 9 to 5, but I'm not 9 to 5. I'm like 4 to frickin' 4:30 anyway. He's gonna rock it. I told him I wanted a 590 bracket bike. He said that's more than doable. He said it can be faster than that if I want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead and roll with that. In 2 weeks, we're gonna go to Mississippi. I'll do a whole video on that trip. We're gonna be going to pick up a stock 1127 Bandit motor. It's an 1100 Gixxer motor, but whatever. That's going to be our backup motor for Suzuki. I'm probably going to take the jugs off, punch them to 81, and slap a set of stock Gen 1 Busa pistons in it and drop the compression. Do the same port work I did to the head, which ought to be just a fun chore. We'll need to do a valve job this time and throw it back together. And that's going to be our stocker nitrous motor. This 1216 will probably get pulled apart this fall, and it'll become my 1340 big bore. But after a little talking, I'm talking $2,000 just for the block, just for the cylinders. Now on a bike, if you know bikes, they have a lower crankcase, a block, and a head. So the block's about yay big. You'll have seen it in all my build videos. This is where the pistons go into. It's cylinder bores. I'm going to have to get one made out of billet if I cannot locate an EBC big block. Now, if anyone watching this, and I highly doubt it, but if you do know where to locate a healthy EBC 85, I believe it's 85 or 86 millimeter big block, please hit me up. I want it. I want it bad. Bad, bad. So we'll get that slammed on there and built over the winter into next summer. Same build season we had this year. But for now, thank you for watching. I got a couple small videos I'm going to stuff in here in the end from the races, including one run that was for $10,000. It wasn't the all money run, it was the semifinals, but the Extreme Motorsports team was in the near lane. They lost, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It was $1,000 buy-in for a $10,000 jackpot, but there was grudging on top of that, so more than enough money was flying around this weekend. TT Jones was killing it again. I did not catch any footage of it, fortunately, because I really don't like sharing this kind of footage, but we did have a rider go down at over 170 mile an hour. He got up, walked around, And from my understanding, that bike was back out later that day. So that's pretty impressive to me. 170 mile an hour, go down, get up, and get back on the track. You're a real rider, man. And to the Kawasaki who knocked me out in the time trials street ET class, that was a hell of a race, man. Thank you for the run. You killed me on the tree. No doubt about it. I wouldn't have broke out if I hadn't had such a bad tree time. But you were chasing me down and there was no hope. No hope whatsoever. And to the guy I beat sandbagging is not the way to go in an ET class. You're going to get your ass whooped doing that shit. Have a beautiful evening, guys. Thanks for watching. This is where all the money's made. This runs for $10,000.